want to go out to Chicago right now, where the police union is pushing back on Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who has said that all city workers need to be vaccinated. A lot of these mandates going into effect pretty soon here. Well, here's what they had to say as representatives are speaking out against it. And it's not just one police officer. It might be a lot more than you think.
Pretty inspiring, to say the least. I got 26 years on this job. I've been involved in lodge issues probably for the last 15 of them, and I've never seen a meeting or a group of officers that united. And that's just a sampling of who can make it tonight. There's clearly 3-4 times that amount who are still at home thinking the same thing. Every officer in there was pretty much presenting at the microphone. It's D-Day. We are making a stand, period.
You mentioned yesterday on your Facebook members that there might be some legal action today. Can you update us on that? Did you file a restraining order? Do you plan to do that tomorrow? Just kind of tell us what you think the next steps are, if you've taken any legal action yet.
Well, the court paperwork has been drafted for some time now. That was supposed to be the last quote-unquote bullet in the gun. We did request, or I guess you could say demand, arbitration, which is the route we should go as a union. The city apparently has ignored that request or demand today, didn't respond. So come tomorrow, I guess if they're going to refuse to address the request for arbitration, we'll end up filing the court paperwork and see what relief we get from the court going forward.
You think you do that tomorrow?
Correct.
You haven't read anything from City Hall today?
Nope. Oh, well, not unless you count an email they just sent out now upping the threat to disciplinary action if you don't cooperate with the portal.
They said that tonight?
They just sent out an email about a half hour ago now saying you could be subjected to disciplinary, when this was from day one a non-disciplinary, no pay status. But now they know this membership is united and they don't know what to do about it. Now with more scare tactics to try and get people to comply, threatening them with discipline.
Yeah, talk about the mood of the members inside the lodge tonight.
The mood? I mean, without using expletives, it was inspiring to say the least, and it was hell no, is the best way I could put it. And it was across the board. I mean, you saw, we have never had, I mean, it's a small lodge for our membership size to begin with, but we have never had that many members in that room or in that lodge, and it was even overflow into the kitchen, into the courtyard. That's never been the case here. These members are engaged unlike anything before.
How many do you think?
How many do I think? At least 300.
What would disciplinary action mean? I apologize.
Who knows? We don't even know what non-disciplinary, no pay status is. The department hasn't even defined what that looks like. They're literally making this up as they go along.
So to summarize, what action did you guys take tonight? What's the next step?
Well, we didn't take any action tonight. Tonight was information for the membership on where we're at, how we got there, and what the plan is going forward. The plan's already been initiated. We already know what the next steps are going to be anyway, and the ball is really in the city's court at this point to come to the bargaining table and push the deadline back, or deal with a city that is going to have, I guarantee you, at least half the department staying home come Saturday morning.
Come Friday when this deadline.
Well, no, again, so the initial conversation was by the 15th. The 15th was understood to be midnight tomorrow night / Friday morning. I understand the mayor this afternoon in a press conference explained that actually was Friday night midnight, which would be Saturday morning, pushing it back 24 hours because clearly they're trying to decide what to do, and not putting officers in no pay status come Friday morning gives them coverage for another night into Friday night that they otherwise wouldn't have. Because I'm sure they're not going to share the numbers with you, how many officers have filled out the portal information or how many are subjecting themselves to a no pay status, because they don't want you to know how bad it actually is.
Have you heard from the officers who are vaccinated? Is there a mandate that they will be required to work a 12-day shift if in fact you lose the 50% that you're estimating? Have you heard about that?
I mean, we have not heard what the plan is. It's a safe assumption. I mean, just for coverage sake, it's probably going to be a reality if it does happen. But if you have more than half you're still not going to have enough coverage, even canceling RDOs and making officers work 12-hour days. You are going to have districts across this city who are literally working at 25% capacity with other unions. I mean, unless they're going to close down every special unit and put everybody in districts. Again, This is the city's doing. The city is locking us out from going to work come Saturday morning. That is their decision to make at this point, not ours.
When we talked to the mayor about that today, she said that the union's been aware of this for months, since the summer. She says the negotiating table's been open. You say they...
Well, she lies
Right, it's
repeatedly.
hard for us to figure out
Again,
this.
summer, none of this was even a reality in summer. This all started in New York, then spread to LA, and then came here. New York, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't until the end of July when they came up with this caveat about testing for everybody that worked for the New York PD. Or actually New York, it wasn't even the PD, because this is not even subjected to them. But this came a reality in, I believe, late August, which she came up with this. The reality is the city, this is their version of negotiation. And I want people to understand this dynamic. She could say what she wants, but the city presented us with a conversation of what they were planning on doing, with nothing in writing. We met the 4 unions and the city's team, and they told us what they were looking at. We expressed our concerns over what they were saying. Then we took a break. We reconvened, they reconvened. Then they came up with a proposal on what that would look like. We met again. We discussed their formal, I wouldn't even say formal because it was still a draft of what they were looking at doing as a city policy. We had another meeting together. We then went our separate ways. We told them we would respond in writing to what they just presented to us. We had a meeting, we discussed it. We then sent the city a response to what they gave us. They didn't respond for several days. We had another meeting scheduled where now they came back with our proposal and basically said, no, it ain't good enough, tough luck, we're not entertaining any of this. They then came back with a draft proposal because we kept saying you didn't even come up with a formal policy. All we have is this draft and this innuendos of what you're planning on doing. We need concrete wording on what you are planning on doing so we can then address it in a concrete way in return. They then came up with an unofficial draft policy 10 days ago, roughly. We then responded to that and told them our problems with that, and we asked them to push back the deadline of October 15th, knowing there were so many issues to address, there was no way we were going to address them in the week that we had left. Within 2 days, they came. I didn't even respond for 2 days. They literally just came back and said, we're not pushing back the date. Everything you just talked about a couple days ago is a no. Now what?
Can I throw a question at you? Obviously, you have your negotiations back and forth. What do you say to the people who support Back the Blue, who are living in some of these communities, who are now having antennas and real fear going up, hearing that the men and women that they depend on, your members, possibly won't be there patrolling in their community? Let's not address the mayor. What do you tell the community?
Call your alderman.
On your officers daily.
Call your alderman and have them get engaged. We had 3 aldermen here today who all signed a letter, 3 of the 6 original aldermen who signed a letter telling the mayor, you cannot mandate this vaccine for all city workers, not just the police department, for all city workers. Now I understand that there was another letter sent to the mayor tonight from Alderman O'Shea and I think Alderman Quinn, who are now joining those 6. Until the aldermen all stand together and say, what are we doing here? We need to worry about city violence, not mandates by the government on our employees.
So you're telling the people who depend on your officers to call
their alderman and have the city back off. Are we worried about a mandate or are we worried about street violence? What are we worried about here?
They're worried about their safety.
Okay, their safety is what? Their safety is the street violence. So until they get their aldermen engaged in this conversation, and again, we're going to work. They're going to tell us to go home.
Jeff,
we're going to show up for work.
You said in your video, I think yesterday, that you don't even expect this to go on for 7 days. So do you think the courts will go in your favor or the city will put its hands up? How do you see it playing?
I mean, as a leader, I don't know how the mayor in good conscience can force this to go forward and risk sending half the police department home and subjecting the citizens of this city to that, because we all know what's going to happen. All the criminal element that is out there on a daily basis is salivating at this being a possibility. And it's not falling on our shoulders. It is her decision to send us home.
And if the courts give you an expedited ruling Monday or Tuesday to get back to work, what if that happens? You're just throwing that out.
If they say go back to work, then we're going to have to go back to work, right?
Get the mandate and the shot and the city wins. It's possible.
It's possible. Or officers are just going to retire. The reality is, according to our pension fund, we have about 4,700 officers who have 20 years of service on this job, regardless of rank. Patrolmen, sergeant, lieutenants, captains. 4,700. who can literally lock in their pension and walk away tomorrow. I can guarantee you, if the courts were to do that and there was no fight that we can present going forward, you are going to have a mass resignation. Is it going to be all 4,700? Clearly not. But you are going to have a lot of officers. We already have officers who have already resigned and put in a retirement date way ahead of where they were planning on doing it because they don't want to deal with this anymore. Again, that 4,700 number is probably about 42% of the police department right now. If half of those people leave, that's a quarter of the police department that would resign, lock in their pensions, and move on to go do something else. We already can't get anybody to do this job. Nobody, I mean, literally, they're giving academy or entrance tests at 5 different locations over 4 different dates in a 3-week window because nobody wants this job. You used to have a test every 8 years or 9 years and get 30,000 people. They can't even get 300. What are we doing here? But that's an answer for them to come up with, not me.
Doesn't it appear that the mayor's trying to bust up the police department once and for all? When she was stalling with the contract, through the contract, everything, does it seem like the mayor, this is the elephant in the room?
I don't know.
Is she really trying to bust up the police department and bring in another service?
That's the only answer the mayor can give. I can't give you that. I don't know what the mayor's end game is. But I would hope that the citizens of this city stand up and hold these leaders accountable because it's their decisions that are causing this crisis, not ours. Our members are standing up for what they believe in, and they're standing by their rights as individual citizens.
John, if the city offered to pay for the testing rather than having the officers' own time and on their own dime, would that be something that would be willing to entertain?
Well, that was one of the very least things. And I can give you some examples of where we were at. I mean, we have members who say we shouldn't even entertain any of these conversations. We know that's not a real world. But right now, even in the portal, you have 2 choices. Yes, I'm vaccinated and supply the proof that you're vaccinated, or say no and subject yourself to testing. One of the simple things we asked for was the third option. I don't want to answer. It's none of your business, and I'll get tested. No, can't have that. Why not? If you're going to get tested, again, and testing, just think about this. The city's argument from day one was, we said, okay, what about once a week test? Well, no, we want it twice a week testing. Well, then why shouldn't it be daily testing? If you're really trying to stop the spread, then why shouldn't you take a test every day before you get into roll call? Is this really about this or is it about control? We all know it's about control. This isn't about COVID because this vaccine does not guarantee you are not going to get COVID. It does not guarantee you are not going to contract or transmit COVID to somebody else. It just is no guarantee. The city has had no considerations for natural immunity for anybody who had COVID, and over a third of the department has already had COVID. They can't even provide us with the numbers of how many of our officers are on medical leave because of COVID symptoms right now. Not only once, 3 weeks ago, but even last week. When I asked again, do you know the number now? No. Wouldn't you think you'd have that number if you're in negotiations of how many officers this is really affecting if it's such an issue? Again, it's fear tactics to control. And our members just said enough is enough.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.